Welcome to the Deep Space tutorial series. This tutorial covers level creation using my logic wizard. For this tutorial you require Blender, some level geometry, the Deep Space logic wizard, and of course the game itself. First thing we have to do is we have to install the add-on. So for this we go to File, User Preferences, go to the Add-ons tab, click Install Add-on. Then you navigate to where it is and click Install Add-on. Now you've got to enable it, so to do that we click the box on the right, and there you go. Now you can close the User Preferences dialog. Now what this does is it creates a little box in the logic panel that allows you to automatically create logic and game properties to create spawn points. First off though, you have to have existing level geometry, and this will show you some of the things you need to have before you can start doing it. So the first thing to note is the size of the tunnels. The tunnels have to be at least 10 units. This is the size of the ships, and so if you want things to fit through, they've obviously got to be bigger enough. So then you can go through and you can texture it. UV texturing is always good. Then we go and we vertex paint it all. What this does is it provides the appearance of shading, even though there are no dynamic lights within the game, or at least not yet. So you can remember that things are darker in corners and lighter on exposed edges. Now we've got to go through and make materials. So create a material, give it a sensible name, check the shadeless box, check the face textures box and the vertex color paint box. Now you go to the textures, you give the texture again a sensible name, you change it to an image texture, you select the image of that section, and then you make sure that the mapping is set to UV. There you go, that's all you got to do for each texture. Now you've got to go through and do that for all of the different materials, so all the different bits of walls, things like that. Now go into game engine mode and check that everything's displaying as it should. Now we can make things like the player spawn. For this we use empties, so create an empty and, big surprise, click the create player spawn button. There you go, that's all you need to do. Forwards is along the global Y and it names objects reasonably sensibly. We can do the same thing for bot spawns. Again, you create an empty, move it to where you want it, select the bot from the drop down list and click create bot spawn. Now if you clicked create bot spawn again, it would create another bot on top of that. So to do that I've created the clear logic button, which means you can just get rid of any logic that exists. Now we also have to set the initial mist value. Mist is good at making clipping appear less, and as well as making caves appear darker without making it impossible to see things. So for this we set all the mist values and click the create mist button. We can also create planes, which when you fly through will change the mist to some new value. So create a plane, make sure it fills the entire tunnel, and again set the values and click create button. It's important to note that these only work when you fly through them. It doesn't notice which way. So to counter this we have to have two of them quite close to each other, one to change it to one value and the other to change it back when you fly the other way. And there you go, that's all there really is to creating level geometry. But now we've got to get it so that the game recognizes this as a proper level and possibly as a campaign. So save it somewhere where you can find it easily. The folder that you put it in will be the name of the campaign. Inside that folder you've also got to have a file called info.txt. You can download this at the same place as the script, and it contains things like the level name, the description on the level name, and the image. It is fairly self-explanatory when you look at it. You can also create an image. So for this particular one, I just created a nice simple image. So save that into the folder and make sure that the name is correct. Even capitalization is very important. Now move this folder into the game directory and run the game. When you get to the level select screen, you'll see that your level has appeared there with its image and description, as long as you didn't ruin the formatting in the info file. And there you go. There's your level and your enemies, which will fight you. I'm just going to speed things up a bit. Now you can watch me fly really badly. There we go. So if we have a look, the mist is green over here, but when I come back it's black. This are the other planes that I showed you earlier. And there you go. That's the end of this tutorial.